Torrie, well, so it looked like Belinda teed up Sumita, Sumita teed up Torrie. So Torrie, make sure to tee up Javier at the
I
end.
will tee up Javier.
Um,
and,
but
and I feel so honored and blessed to go after Belinda and Sumita because I was just so engrossed in their story. I have seen Belinda in passing. Sumita and I are in the same class, so just hearing her journey and where it is, I watched her team and her company grow. And she's right, we did drink the Kool-Aid on the name because it made sense. It made sense to us. But they both are doing awesome things, and it is all thanks to Anderson. You joke around in the beginning about Belinda being so organized and having the slides, and I was about to text you and say, "Oh man, do you have slides?" And oh no, okay. But that's the beauty of Anderson, and the beauty of these panels is that it really allows you to be you and to present yourself and your authentic self. So my name is Torrie Harris. I am class of 2021 with Sumita, and my background is in the legal field. So I always knew from a little girl I wanted to be a lawyer, and that just never changed. I stuck with it. People are always, when you're growing up, you either want to be a doctor or a lawyer, and it stuck with me. It permeated in my heart. And back then, I always thought that I wanted to be a defense attorney. I was an only child, and when your parents just always blame you for everything, it's just like, well, who's sticking up for me? I don't have any brothers. I don't have any sisters. Where's my voice? And that "where's my voice" has always stayed with me, no matter where I was in my career. So fast forward, I attended undergrad at Syracuse in New York, stayed in upstate New York, and attended law school in Albany, and went back home after law school and got a job with the federal agency. And there I practiced personnel law and some privacy matters. And I wanted more litigation experience and to round out my own communication skills. So I moved into a different group where I can get some government contract appeal litigation experience. But my heart since law school, and actually since undergrad, has always been in California. And so somewhere down the line, I got the bug and I said, I'm going to be this big agent one day. I'm going to be the biggest sports agent. And I'm dating myself, but we're recorded, but this is a safe space, right? So I went to school with Donovan McNabb, and I remember telling him one day, I'm going to be your agent. He just laughed. And at that time, he knew where his career was going. And so that was just always in my mind. And I finally got the chance to come to California, dropped everything, quit my job, and came out here just with hope and a dream. And life kind of did not work out the way my hope and my dream, the way I envisioned it. And I liken that story to my time on the mountain, where I was always so used to being on top, and I never knew how to fail. And so I had to learn how to fall and how to get back up. And as hurtful as that journey was, it was repetitive. It was just like God was saying, you have to learn this lesson because I have something for you. But in the middle of everything, you're thinking, what am I here to learn? I wanted to start my own agency. And at that point, I didn't know how to start a business. I didn't have the tools. I just had this passion. And I still had this little girl mentality, even though at the time I was 30, I had this little girl mentality of saying, if I beg people enough, they'll come on my side. And that's just not how you kind of form your business and make it grow and be sustainable. But in the midst of that, those experiences, I learned how to communicate with people better. Actually, in the beginning, I had a job working at a bank, and I had to learn how to relate to the community. And I had to learn different things. But with all of that learning and all of that journey, in my mind, there were some failures. And so some insecurities started to rise up in me. I later kind of got back on my feet and went into the aerospace industry in a non-legal capacity. And I was hit with some more insecurities, some more blind spots in my life, some more things in my personality that I needed to hone. And really what I was faced with was I needed to learn how to be secure in me and who I was. And I got to the point where I wanted to give up on some things. And I took a step back and I said, God, I'm not going to move forward until you say, get up. And it was around 2018, I believe. And he said, get up, time to try again. So I knew the MBA was always in my plans, just never knew when. And so I started exploring it. I started looking at it. And I went to an MBA fair. I met Shannon. She gave an awesome talk just to me. And it was just us. And, you know, I was kind of intrigued at that moment. Talked to Christina on the phone and she kind of gave me some encouragement. And I had my interview with Serica. And the one thing she said about my story is that it has resiliency. And for me, it was a turning moment because I needed to learn how to switch my story so that I could become that entrepreneur that I wanted. I could have that business mind. And so they all gave me the confidence to take another leap of faith, to get up and do what God said, and that's to try again. So applied to UCLA, the rest is history. And I still had those blind spots. I still struggled with that imposter syndrome. But I was still finding me. I was still finding my voice. And I was still finding that I had a love of protecting other people's voices. And so Shannon in the beginning mentioned the What's Going On series that I helped create with Dean Caruso. She's an amazing woman. And so the vision of that was really to give the Anderson students a voice in talking about things that you wouldn't normally talk about in your courses. And so there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in campus, and there's a lot going on with individuals. And so it gives you that opportunity. And I kind of say that that's been my best entrepreneurial effort because it took the right team. It took the right dedication. It took the right spirit. And I finally knew what it was going to take to bring things together. So that was kind of a really, really good testing ground for me. So in my BCO capstone project, we actually teamed up. I was the only female, so I kind of love that. I love being the only female and the outlier in a group. But our team was 2021 Capital, and our vision was to form a venture capital firm focused on women and underrepresented groups. Now, I have a legal background. If you know about me, the financial side was not in my plans. It was not that high, but this capstone project, it gave me an opportunity to explore, to learn. It was a stretch project by all means. And it put another side of the world in my heart. It put something else that I didn't think that I would be able to do in my heart. So eventually I do want to get back into that. At the moment, I am picking up some pieces of things that I let fall to the wayside while I completed my program. But I am making my way back and utilizing the UCLA platform, which I believe has now completed me. And it's made me believe that I am complete and I can move forward and, go after my dreams and start walking again. And that was my whole purpose of coming to California. So that's my long-winded story. And I'm going to tee up Javier.